Engine installation prep part 2. I figured out how to remove the bell housing. My dealer told me just get a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver or a pry bar, stick it in some of the gaps between the bell housing and the engine and just loosely pry them or whack it with a mallet. Once you do that, the bell housing releases from the engine. You kind of just do it all around the bell housing and then it'll pop off. I also had to rethread the engine mounts, or sorry, retap the engine mounts. Turns out there's a bit of rubber in there that just happens to get in there. So I believe it's a 1/2 inch 20 NF thread tap. Just run it through and test your mounting bolts. The pack comes with 2 different mounting bolts, a longer one and a shorter one. The longer one is the correct thread pitch. The shorter one is slightly different. My dealer said we could use the shorter one as it might be easier to install after the engine is in the chassis. I'm going to try the longer one first because the thread pitch is more correct, and in my testing the shorter one didn't really work in my engine mount. Also, he had advised to crack the bleed screw on the hydraulic line on the, it's part of the bell housing assembly. It's for the clutch. I think the reasoning behind this is that once the engine is in, it's kind of difficult to crack that tight screw if it's very tight. So he advised me to do it and I did it. The last thing is you want to, back to the engine mount bolts, you want to confirm that there's at least a 1/2 inch of protrusion from the bottom of the bracket tube, just to make sure that bolt will work. The other thing is you need to look for these Belleville spring lock washers. They kind of look like a conical washer with ridges on them. I couldn't find mine, so I had to order some, but supposedly they're in the rear suspension pack. Those go between the engine mount bracket and the engine mount bolt head. Those are to prevent the bolt from loosening with vibrations. So I think those are quite important. Yeah, I think that was it.